it's Katie and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. If so, you can subscribe. The button is always down below. Post beauty, lifestyle, panning, and more. And in today's video, I'm going to be finally doing an update, and actually this is going to be my finale, which is just a little sad for the pan the shadows. I kind of had an idea to do my finale in the end of November, early December and stuff, but I've kind of slacked off with these updates the last couple of months. It's kind of gone downhill, sadly, but I figured I'd just do the finale now since I'm kind of getting burnt out with, you know, my pan shadows, and I haven't really been using them that much. I've kind of just been using different shadows and stuff, so that's been a thing for me. And yeah, so let's just get right into this update, which is really just the finale and the update all in one. So I guess I'll just mention this since it is the finale. I will have a panning to plan video going up soon. I've been planning it out for myself a little bit, just taking note of things. And I'm just going to talk about everything in that video. So that'll be coming up within the next couple of weeks, so stay tuned for that. And I'll definitely talk about more about panning eyeshadow and that kind of stuff in that video and stuff. So for this year, for my pan those shadows, which previously I've done pan lit palettes. I did my first one in 2017, and I was doing them up until I believe last year. Last year I started a pan lit palette in 2021, but then I ended up basically doing my finale early mid-year, and then I was like, what do I pan for the rest of the year eyeshadow wise? So I decided to incorporate in a pan lit shadows. So I did that, and then this year I decided I wanted to do pan those shadows differently, but I kind of structured mine the way I like to do it. I did 20 uses for everything or hit pan, and then I gave myself a pick. I had a focus palette, kind of like a pan that palette, but not as structured, I guess. And then I used a couple prompts from my friend Lainey, which I'll link the prompt list down below. And stuff, just in case you want to use it for it. Next year, I believe it's going to be the same list. And then I did still stick with the randomly generating shadows and stuff. And I'm going to talk about this more in my planning to pan video, but I think I'm going to adapt this even more for 2023. I just think I need to make a few changes just to make the project even smoother than it already is. Like, I had a lot of fun with it this year and stuff, but I just wanted to mention that stuff before we get real into it. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to talk about is my e.l.f. shadow. I added this in and stuff in number 3. I was just gonna keep this in for a little bit longer, but of course we're now doing the finale. So number 3 would be this purple shade. That's what it's looking like. I really only use this like a handful of times. To be honest, I got like new shadows, so I wasn't really focusing all on these all the time. So that kind of I really only got to use it a few times, but you know, it was nice to use. I actually have this on my eyes today, just not that shade. I'm wearing the coppery shade. But it's really pretty and stuff, and I don't really have much progress, so if I don't show some of the shadows for long, that is why. I know in previous updates you guys are like, please show the shadows for a little bit longer, and I am going to start doing that when I do this project again. But if I don't show them for that long, it's just because I really don't have progress, so there's nothing really to show. Okay, so I'm just going to talk about these in order as how I have them written down. So next, my focus palette for this year was the Naked 2 palette. I was really hoping to use up this palette, but of course, I have good progress in this, and I'm going to try and insert pictures from the beginning of the year to now to show the progress. I definitely have a lot of good progress, but it's not fully used up, which is definitely okay. And I will just give this spoiler. I'm not going to be doing this again as my focus palette next year. I'm going to pick something new, and I think I already know what I want to do for my focus palette for next year, which is exciting and stuff. But I have 5 pans in here, and then I have one shadow that is all gone. I believe that one's shattered, to be honest with you guys, but even though I did use it, and then a lot of the shades are just unused, which is totally fine and stuff. But we have good progress overall, but I want to talk about the shadows. So the first shadow that we have, I have this one, which is YDK, which I believe was randomly generated. And I kept saying that I was going to repress that shadow since it is all around the edges, but I did end up using that one 12 times and stuff. That's what it looks like. And I think I am going to repress it after this video. Actually do it. I would love to work on this again next year, but you know, it is what it is. So then the other one I have in here, which I believe was also randomly generated, is Busted. I only really used this a couple times. I'm not really sure how many times, but that purple color, it is a pretty deep color, and I feel like for me, I never really use deep colors, and I definitely don't use a lot, so it's very hard to pan, and there's basically no progress in there, but you know, some progress is okay, if you know what I mean. Like, no progress is fine. I don't know how to say it, but like, some progress is good progress, you know what I mean? Like, it's okay to not like have major progress all the time. So then I believe this is my pick. So I picked out of the Chocolate Bonbons palette, I picked this shade Sprinkles, which is this pink shade. I really only used this also a few times. That's what it looks like. Nothing really to say. It looks like there could be, honestly no, I thought there could be a dip, but I don't think there actually is. That's what it looks like, and stuff, and it's a really pretty shade. I'm gonna put a little bit on just to show. It's really pretty, and it's a really pretty inner corner, so maybe I'll pull that out again. I didn't get much progress on it at all. This was definitely a bad couple months with panning shadows. It just was kind of non-existent, to be honest. So the next one, I did have high hopes for this, because this is a shadow that I was using at a time a decent bit, but this is Alexandrite from the So Jaded palette. That's what it looks like. There's definitely some progress in there, but definitely not from right now. And stuff. I didn't really get to use this that often. I think I maybe used it once or twice. And stuff. It didn't happen, I guess is a good way to put it. But hopefully I can get use on it in the future. It didn't happen. And then the last one, I had high hopes for this one, but I really only got to use this like once or twice. And that is the shade The Market in the Michaela Volume 2 palette. It is that dark green shade. You can tell I dipped into it at least once or twice, but it really got nowhere. It just ended up being a lot darker than I was expecting. So when I used it, I didn't really get much in use on it because it was actually a lot darker than I was anticipating. So I was really thrown off, I guess, by it, and stuff. I really hate that, but it just didn't end up going how I would have imagined, and that's okay. That's okay. And stuff. So yeah, that's gonna be it for my finale. I was able to work through a few shadows this year. I was able to hit pans, and I guess that's all that really matters. I definitely want to do like some sort of like video. I think maybe like a shorts, reel, TikTok on like panning progress for this year, just like a full-on video on it. That would be fun. So maybe I'll do that. But just closing out, I'm happy with where I'm at. I'm excited for 2023 panning for sure. I'm excited for this project and the changes I will make. I still want to keep like a lot of like, I still want to do like the randomly generating, the prompt list, and then also having my own pick. But I'm definitely going to think of how I want to format that and stuff. And I'll definitely have my intro for 2023 go up in early January. I'm thinking maybe like the second week of January this will come out, just because I'm going to have a lot of my projects starting like early January, like the first week of January. All my finales will go up for 2023 for sure. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and comment down below. I'd love to know how your projects are going too. It's always fun talking about it and being like, yeah, I used this up, I was able to do this. It's just always fun to talk about progress, and I'm on all projects. all projects, so be sure to let me know about that and subscribe if you haven't already. Lots of projects closing out. We also have lots of projects continuing, lots coming in 2023. I'm so excited for my planning to fan video so I can talk about all of this. But yeah, be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!